Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today we've got a few different things to talk about, but the biggest thing is, where is that Avengers trailer? A lot of people might be wondering, and I have the answer for you. So basically everyone should know at this point, if you've been on Twitter, if you've been paying attention at all, that George H.W. Bush has just passed away in the United States, and so the last few days have been very much dedicated to him. And one of the things that have come from that is that the original plan to release the Avengers trailer has since been delayed because and I think this is a very classic move from Disney and from Marvel. They want that attention to be there. They don't want the attention to be taken away because they're releasing a giant movie trailer. They instead want the attention to be on, the man. And, we can have different opinions on his policy, have different opinions on him as a person. But at the end of the day, he was a guy that tried to do a lot of good in his life. And obviously, I think that is worthy of, at least having a thought or at least a moment of respect for. And so I think it's, kudos to Disney, kudos to Marvel for not releasing the trailer during this period of mourning that the country and also to especially his family is currently going through, to not detract away attention from that. So it looks like, though, that based on the rumors that we're going to get the trailer possibly by Friday, but or CBR.com, sorry, I almost said comicbook.com, sorry. Woo, CBR, I don't want to put you in the same boat, but I guess, is it really that much better? I don't really know. But this guy, Ian Cardona, that's a great name. It's a wonderful name. But anyway, saying that not only are we going to get an Avengers 4 trailer, because what everyone's worried about, again, once again, people who are trying to say, oh, Captain Marvel trailer is so good. Oh my God, we were waiting for this trailer. We deserve this trailer. It's like, no. People are waiting. That was a placeholder. People are waiting for the Avengers trailer. That is the main movie that people are waiting for at this point. Avengers Infinity War Part 2 or whatever the movie's going to be. I think Endgame is probably going to be the title. Is a trailer that everyone and their mother is waiting for at this point because it's the only movie that's worth being excited about. Captain Marvel has kind of just crapped the boat at this point because they have just tried to play this identity politics narrative, not just in the trailer itself, but also more so in the media. Because if you're trying to say, oh, they have no control over what the media talks about, yeah, they have some influence. I don't think you could say that they have no control. I think that you could definitely say they have some influence nonetheless. But with all that being said, we've got even bigger news than that because, guys, it's finally happening soon. Maybe, kind of, sort of, who knows? Star Wars Episode 9 and Frozen 2. That's right, everybody. The news everyone's been waiting for. Frozen 2's trailer is going to be coming out this month. Possibly. Maybe. Could. Notice the words here. Isn't it great? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it great to read articles? They're like, oh, this could happen. Maybe. We'll tell you why we think that. But obviously, at this point, to be perfectly honest, I'm more excited for a Frozen 2 trailer than I am for Episode 9. And based on the rumors that I've heard about Frozen 2 and what they might try and do with, what was it? Ilsa? Is it Ilsa, the one who is the one on screen right now? I think it's Ilsa. It's been a very long time since I've seen the movie. But with Ilsa's character of possibly, influencing her love interest in a certain way that, has nothing to do with politics or anything like that. I just, man. But yeah, I'm more excited for that. I'm more excited to see them hint at that than to see anything from Star Wars Episode 9 at this point, because Episode 9 is dead on arrival. It really is. Obviously people are going to say, oh, when it makes money, we're going to come back and we're going to see what you said. Okay, I'm not denying that it's going to make a little money. Again, I think that at this point, I'm still very much to the point that I think it's going to break even and probably make a little bit of profit. My main gripe at this point, or rather my main claim at this point, is that it's not going to break $1 billion. And I still stand by that statement. Based on what we've heard from Episode 9, based on the reaction from fans from Episode 9, I think that's going to be a big thing. I think a great place that we're going to find a little bit more about just the enthusiasm for the current state of Star Wars, specifically Disney Star Wars, is actually going to be a Star Wars Celebration, which, thanks to the tremendous generosity of Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers, I'm actually going to be able to attend, at least for a few days. So I'm very excited to be a part of that. But that's really where we're going to find out for sure what is going on with Star Wars, where the fandom is. How many people are sick of this current state? How many people are sick of this current trilogy because of how they've messed up so many different things? How many people are sick of the Rian Johnsons of the world, calling everyone a man baby and just, being silly? I think that that's going to be a very big thing and a very big part of it. And that's the reason why I'm predicting at this point that Kathleen Kennedy will not be at Celebration. I don't think she's going to be anywhere near Celebration. I don't think Rian Johnson's even going to be anywhere near Celebration because I think they are going to try to avoid any negative publicity that they possibly can, because they know if they were to bring those people up, mostly Rian Johnson, that he would get booed to hell. And again, this all comes from the fact that his movie essentially broke Star Wars. Some people can try to argue saying, oh, well, it started back during The Force Awakens, but at the end of the day, I still defend it, saying, hey, you know what, at least it was entertaining, at least it was a cohesive story. Yes, there were certain things I didn't like. I mean, Rey was still Mary Sue at that point, which was not a good thing, but the movie wasn't entirely crap. When you look at episode 8 was entirely crap because not only was it flawed from a narrative perspective, but then also, too, it broke Star Wars. But I digress. Star Wars Episode 9 and Frozen 2 trailers are dropping this month. Could possibly drop this month. And let's see what CBR has to say in the very beginning. It says, this week saw the release of the second trailer for Captain Marvel, which we, in the words of Finn, we don't care. But if recent rumors are to be revealed, or to be believed, that's only the tip of the iceberg. Ever-shifting speculation about the first Avengers 4 trailer has enthralled fans for weeks, and now the latest rumors would have us believe the trailer will arrive on Friday. What's more, we might even get a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer very soon as well. Now that's exciting. Okay, I am more excited for Spider-Man 2 and Avengers 4 than I would ever possibly be for Episode 9, let alone Captain Marvel. And yet we've gotten 2 trailers for Captain Marvel. Obviously, I know timeline comes out earlier than the other films. But still, I think that Disney needs to start to understand where their money is, understand where their excitement is. More people are excited about, and people say, oh, you don't know that. Based on people I talk to, I kind of know that. Oh, well, you just live in this you live in your own safe space. No, I talk to people who disagree with me on a lot of different issues. Again, none of the people I talk to agree with me 100% of the time. If I hung out with people only who agree with me 100% of the time, that would be a very boring existence, and we wouldn't have any conversations. But for the most part, Avengers 4, Spider-Man 2, those are the movies that people are excited for. Captain Marvel, meh. It's that middle ground where it's like, yeah, I'm kind of excited for certain things, but I'm not excited for other things. Like, I'm kind of, eh. Even people who want this character to succeed, even the people who want this character to be amazing, to be kick-ass, have even said, yeah, the trailers aren't good. So at the end of the day, that's all I can really go off on is what these people are trying to say. Avengers 4, on the other hand, that's where all the excitement is. People want to, people want to see it. People are excited for it. Star Wars Episode 9, I guess there's some people out there that might be interested in what happens to Finn and Rose Tico next. Oh my goodness, guys, could you imagine? Rose, what's going to happen to you? Will your kiss be a scar? Sorry, I'm reminding myself of some prequel dialogue. For those who've seen the prequels, you'll know what line I'm talking about. But, Rose Tico, don't let that kiss become a scar. But anyway, I'm just, yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it. Spider-Man, yes. Avengers 4, yes, excited. Those are franchises going in the right direction. Those are franchises that are, again, trying to build great characters with great story arcs. Captain Marvel, it remains to be seen. Could be a good movie. Honestly, I don't know at this point. But based on the trailer looks like trash, like just doesn't look good at all. And obviously Episode 9, with all the nonsense we've been hearing from Episode 9, doesn't sound good either. And I think this really all comes from Disney just not being run the way that it should. I think this all comes from Disney just dropping the ball on a lot of different things. People say, oh, you can say they're dropping the ball. They're making billions of dollars. Yes, they're making money in certain areas. Like, that's why I think that the Pixar, Disney Pixar movies have been, for the most part, very successful, usually do very well. They haven't really had a flop there yet. But we also see some other movies that haven't done as well. For example, the recent Nutcracker film, that's a flop. It's going to lose money at the box office. Not as much as Solo, but guess what? That also came out this year. Remember, they lost $200 million from Solo. So they have made some financial mistakes. They've made several financial mistakes this year. And I think another one that's going to end up biting them in the butt, and again, this is less so, or not fully to blame with Marvel and not fully to blame with Disney, but I think it's definitely a part of the discussion. We're not getting the full picture here, but this whole Netflix thing, the whole Daredevil thing, I've talked about this before, but at the end of the day, this is Netflix and Marvel, I would say, because I think that at the end of the day, it was Netflix trying to do something and then Disney not going there saying, oh, well, we don't need you anyway because we're going to have our own streaming service, etc. Like, that's what I imagine behind the scenes it was both sides. Both sides are default for this. Again, I'm not saying Netflix is totally free from all this because obviously we know that Netflix is not perfect or not near perfect by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that this was definitely a flaw on both sides. I think this was a failure on both sides, and either way, it's going to lead to the loss of one of the most demanded show in Netflix currently, and this is what Deadline Hollywood is talking about right here. This is based off of evidence from the latest numbers from Parrot Analytics, which reveal that the Daredevil ranked 4th last week in viewer demand among all digital originals in the United States across all streaming platforms, and that's up there with Narcos, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and Stranger Things. All of those are, Narcos I've heard great things about. Sabrina Teenage, I've heard some cool things about Sabrina. Obviously, I've heard some creepy things about Sabrina as well. But Stranger Things is a show that I love, and so it makes a lot of sense. So the fact that you have this show, that you have this Netflix Marvel mix, essentially, that's doing extremely well, it makes me wonder, okay, is this them just ruining their opportunity to make a lot of money? Now, again, I don't really know. With Netflix, it's more about views and page retention, I guess. Like, again, we don't really get to see the official analytics from Netflix because it's this kind of algorithm thing, kind of similar to YouTube. But it's still I think worth noting that you're losing one of your most successful shows, and these numbers help to show that. In fact, it goes on to say Daredevil, which was canceled on November 29th, finished the month's final week with a close to 30 million demand expressions. I don't know exactly what that means. It could just be clicking on the page. It finished ahead of Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale, as well as Netflix peers like The Last Kingdom, House of Cards, and Orange is the New Black. Now, of course, that's for the month of November, but still, I think that's still worth talking about because the month of November seems like a pretty busy month in Netflix. Obviously, it's near Halloween, it's near Christmas, so I feel like that's a time when you're getting a lot of traffic. And so if that's up there with these other projects, I think it's still something that is worth discussing. And I think that this is going to be a huge mistake for both Netflix and also for Marvel, because if they allow these shows to die, and again, there have been some indications that they might try and bring these characters back to Disney in some way. The question is how? It's not going to be on the streaming service. I just don't see them bringing some of these shows there. I don't, there's a chance they might bring it to Hulu since they own a controlling stake there, and it's not officially Disney, but at the same time, maybe that's where they can have these more adult or more mature type shows. And so the question is, where is it going to happen? And how is it going to happen? How soon is it going to happen? So it's going to be interesting to say, it's going to be interesting to see where that ends up falling. And then the last bit of news here is with Disney CEO Bob Iger. So I talked about this already, but just kind of even more context here. So as you all know, Disney tied Iger's pay and legacy to a messy Fox deal. So as you all know, not too long ago, the shareholders of Disney decided to basically say, all right, CEO, you need to be able to outperform even more so than the original deal had. So they changed the deal of his contract to now where he has to basically make the company do increasingly, basically, as I said, Walt Disney Company needs to look like the Magic Kingdom again if Bob Iger wants to get paid like a king. Now, obviously, he's still going to get money, but the fact that they're limiting his pay at all when he is considered to be one of America's most admired corporate leaders, as it says right here. Now, of course, this is, Bloomberg.com, which again is pretty big in business. So it seems like, and I get this too, I feel like a lot of people really like Bob Iger because of his politics and a lot of other things, but obviously he's well liked. And so the very fact that you have shareholders who, since 2011, when apparently this say on pay measure was instituted by federal regulators, is changing his pay scale, not allowing him to receive the bonus that he would have received otherwise, and making it more difficult for him, meaning that this upcoming Fox deal needs to be very successful in order for him to be able to make this kind of money. And again, that's where I really have also a lot of worry, because the Fox deal could be really great, it also could be really bad, and I don't really know where it's going to fall at the end of the day. But guys, what are y'all's thoughts on this? Do you think that Bob Iger is kind of on borrowed time here? Again, obviously he's still getting paid money, so I don't really think we're at that danger zone yet, but it's something that's still worth talking about, I think. And also, Netflix, what do you think about this? The fact that it's gotten obviously some very good hard numbers here that we're seeing from Parent Analytics. So obviously a company that's able to check the traffic for this series and other series, not only on Netflix but also on Hulu as well, that this show was very successful. I think that's something worth talking about. And then of course, are you excited for episode 9 trailers to drop? Are you excited for Frozen 2 trailers to drop? Oh, and for me, I'm just like, at this point, just please just give me the Avengers. Again, obviously respect the president, respect all that stuff, but Friday, come rocking and rolling. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. It helps me a lot. Also, share this video if you like it as well. That definitely helps me out a tremendous deal. Have a great day, and as always, God bless.